Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Robert at the Amateur Trader. Uh, it is Saturday, June 8th, 2019. I just wanted to apologize. Last weekend I told you guys that I was going to try and put some videos out for you last week. I did not get around to it. I had a couple of them made up as far as the presentation goes, but hadn't done the voiceover yet. So I apologize for that. I'm going to try to make it up to you guys today, this weekend, through the rest of next week. But I hope you guys had a good week. If you guys did any trading, I hope it was successful. Feel free to share in the Facebook group or on the YouTube channel any of the trades that you took and why, and how they worked out for you. But last week I told you that I wanted to share with you my trading history, specifically my failures and my mistakes over the past 3.5 years, leading up to where I'm at now. And that's what I'm going to talk about this week. I'm going to try to keep these videos to 10-15 minutes because I don't want to bore you guys, but I feel like I have quite a bit to go over with you. You'll notice that maybe some of it sounds, a lot of it, repetitive, because I'm going to talk about what I didn't do when I started. I'm going to talk about knowing nothing about it. I'm going to say the words research and paper trade a lot in these videos. And the reason I'm doing this, the reason I want to talk about the mistakes that I made, is because I don't see a lot of people doing videos like this. I mean, every day the internet is flooded. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, they're all flooded with posts about how somebody made $6,500 today, or how they made some ridiculous amount of money. And these posts will always be titled how to make $6,500 a day trading stocks, or how to make $6,500 a day trading Apple, or something like that, something that is enticing to you as a watcher, that's going to be like, hey, come over here and watch how I did this. But they're not going to show you how they did it. What they're going to do is they're going to show you the entry point, and a lot of them aren't even confirmed. These people say that they did this with some ridiculous number of shares, which you could very easily go back and look at the times and sales and see if that actually happened. But they don't show proof that they actually made these trades, and anybody can make it up. And then the ones that do, like, they have experience about it. And then so there's some of them that will show you kind of what they were looking at when they did it, and some that just say that, they'll lure you in with this lucrative title that says how to make $6,500 a day trading stocks, but then all they're going to show you in their video is a purchase time and price and a sell time and price, and they're not going to actually teach you anything. Furthermore, these people don't actually show you or talk to you about the mistakes that they made when they first started trading. And I promise you, they weren't successful from the very beginning, unless they had a mentor and somebody that sat there and watched them and taught them, and then they had to have the discipline, the self-discipline, to not do anything as far as actual live trading the stock market until they were ready and prepared. And most of the people don't do that. Most of the people just jump in thinking it's going to be easy, and it's really not easy. So what I want to do is, I hope that y'all will find value in these videos with me sharing my mistakes with you, that you can learn from them. Some people I know are going to be like, nah, I can figure it out on my own. I'm not going to make the same mistakes as this guy, and hopefully you don't, and hopefully you are successful. But everybody that I know personally that has tried to play in the stock market, I don't even think a lot of them do it anymore because they were unsuccessful about it, because it is difficult. And so hopefully by me sharing my failures and my mistakes with you, you will learn from them and not make the same mistakes before you ever put a real hard-earned dollar in the stock market. Because the way that I was doing things in the past, I would have been better off taking my money out into a hurricane, throwing it up in the air, and then trying to find it after the hurricane. I probably would have found more of it and still had something left to show for it, more so than what I have now with the way that I was trading. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. So I started about 3.5 years ago. It was late 2015, early 2016, somewhere in that time frame. I was with a buddy. He was telling me about the stock market. He said, "Man, why don't you get in the stock market with me?" And I said, "I don't really know anything about it." And he said, "Oh, it was easy." Mistake number one: it's not easy. But he said, "Ah, it's easy, man. You buy it when it's low and you sell it when it's high." And I haven't done it in a little while, but a couple of years ago I did it and I made a few $100 on it, but I just got busy and I didn't do it anymore. And so, we talked about it, and one of the things, uh, for some reason, he was really obsessed with stock ticker F, Ford Motor Company. I don't know why. Even to this day, I still don't know why. I don't even think he knows why anymore, knowing what we know now. But again, we didn't know anything then, and it was kind of the blind leading the blind, him telling me to get involved in the stock market. But he was really obsessed with it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I bought and traded, Ford last year, and I made the money on the dividends, and plus the stock price went up, and it sounded all good to me, making better money than the interest at the bank," which is actually kind of the way that I've began to look at it, is better than interest at the bank, because a lot of people will scoff at the amount of money that you made, because, oh, you could have made so much more, but you didn't lose it and you're making more than you would in the bank. But anyway, I digress. So he's telling me about all this, and it sounded good, to make money in the stock market without working physically for it. I didn't ever really think, not at the age at which I started, that I could get rich in the stock market. Like I was going to buy some shares of Ford, and then miraculously next week it was going to be, it was going to go from $12 to be worth $1,000, and I was going to get rich in that aspect. Especially after we talked about it. Before I even got involved with it, I thought you had to have a lot of money to do it, especially since I'd done a little bit of research just about like, hey, commissions and, how much stock prices were, and just, I did a little bit of looking several years before this even. I thought you had to have a lot of money. And then after talking to him, I discovered you didn't, and that you could make the interest, you could make the dividends on it. So we did a lot of talking about this, and I decided that I was going to open a Trade King account. Why Trade King? Because it was what he suggested. He was like, well, go to Trade King. One, don't even bother doing your own research, right? Because somebody else told you to do it, so it's the best thing to do. Not that it was a bad choice, considering TD Ameritrade and E-Trade were charging $7 to $10 per trade commissions, and Trade King was $4.95 a trade. So the commissions were good. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know to even look for anything else aside from that. So I went ahead and I opened this this account with Trade King, and I funded it with, I don't remember, 100 or 150 bucks. And because I'm a genius, I went ahead and bought some shares of Ford because my buddy thought it was good. That's another mistake right there. Just because somebody thinks something's good doesn't mean you should buy it. You only buy what you see value in. But anyway, I went ahead and bought some shares of Ford. And when I did it, I didn't know anything about anything. I did no research. I didn't even know how to do research. All I knew was when I got onto Trade King and I typed in stock ticker F in the search bar, it brought up a stock summary page, and it had a little mountain graph that showed, I think it was for the last year, and it had some information on the stock about what the opening price was, the closing price, the 52-week high, 52-week low, dividend dates, dividend percentage amounts. I'm not even really sure the volume. It had the volume. Not really sure what else it showed, but it was a snapshot. It was a summary. And so I went ahead and I bought some of these, and I did it on the basis of, at the time, shares of Ford were somewhere between $11 and $12, and the 52-week high was $16 or $17, something in that neighborhood. So I thought, well, hell, if I take this money and I put it in here, and even if it's a couple of months, I take my $150 and I turn it into $200, that'd be pretty good, because I didn't have to do anything for it. Well, those shares are still in that Trade King account, and they're probably gonna stay there in that Trade King account. And I take that back. It's not Trade King anymore. It's now Ally. But they're still in that same exact account. And the only thing that they're doing for me that's worth anything is they are accruing that dividend every quarter. And, you know, like I said, they're probably going to stay there. I could take the money out, but what's the point of paying that commission on it? I've moved on from Trade King since then to Robinhood, just because of the free commissions. But Trade King was my first experience in the stock market. I'd gone to the research and education page and I read about it, but it didn't give me the information that I really needed to get into the stock market. And then a lot of the information, you know, I'm pretty sure it said in there, research and paper trade and learn fundamental analysis and learn technical analysis. Who needs all that? I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't even know where to begin researching or learning about the stock market. I looked at that stuff. I'd look at charts. I would see a chart going down and, ooh, stay away from that one. You know, it's going down. But then, you know, a month later, I'd see it and the price was way up on it, or vice versa. You know, I thought something might keep going up and then it would go down just because of the way the stock market cycles. I didn't know anything about trading in the stock market. And moving over to Robinhood was not any better. I'm not going to talk about Robinhood in this video because we're already getting up, I think, pretty close to 15 minutes here. But I mean, this is the beginning of the we're going down the rabbit hole that was Robert's career as a trader up until about 6-8 months ago. And finally, I was able to do something to turn around. The main takeaway from this was I didn't know anything. So even if this is the only video that you watch, because I want to share everything that I've done, all of the mistakes that I've made. Option shorting, margined accounts. I want to talk about it all because I want you guys to be educated and informed before you go into it. So this is the beginning of what was my trading career. Eventually, all the puzzle pieces are going to go together, and you're going to see how I got to where I am now, including the point where I almost gave up because I said, "Man, I just don't want to do this anymore. I've lost a lot of money, and it's not worth it." If you take the time and have patience and discipline and learn and get educated, you can be successful at this. And I'm going to prove that to you in the rest of my videos. Check back. I'm going to be putting out a video probably later today on my watch list for Monday coming up. And then throughout the week, I'm going to try to put out watch lists at least a couple times this week. Just so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. Also trying to put together the video that kind of outlines my trading strategy that will help you understand even more why I'm picking the stocks that I'm picking for my watch list. I'll be putting out a video in the future also on the scanners that I use to pick out these stocks to make my watch list and my picks from. So anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found some use, got some knowledge, some education out of this video. Hope you found it informative. Gonna be putting out a couple more videos on my history and trading. Hope you find them all informative. Hope you find this channel informative. Please like it, subscribe, and share the videos. And we'll see you guys again soon.